Joe Cunningham, and I'm running for governor of South Carolina. I'm going to tell you something that you're probably not used to hearing. The truth. So here it goes. Airline pilots are forced to retire at age 65. Federal law enforcement officers, 57. Judges here in South Carolina, 72.
What?
Have you ever noticed that politicians hardly ever retire? Our country and our state are being run by a geriatric oligarchy. People who stay in office way past their prime.
It's Alonzo Bodden back with Rebel HQ and TYT, and this guy, Joe Cunningham, is blowing my mind by telling the truth. Yes, a geriatric oligarchy. Yes, politicians never retire. Now, I wish this guy luck. He's in South Carolina, and he's running against McMaster, who's been in power and been in politics for 40 years. In South Carolina, that's nothing. Remember, they had Strom Thurmond. Strom Thurmond was in the Senate for 48 years after having been governor for 7 years, I believe it was. Strom Thurmond was around the Senate so long, he had voted for segregation and fought for segregation while having a black daughter, which, you figure it out. Yeah, Strom Thurmond was all for segregation, which means he'd be a great Supreme Court justice today. Oh, wait, he had a black daughter. I guess he wouldn't be a great Supreme Court justice today. Good luck, Joe. You are fighting an uphill battle.
I mean, some of these folks have been clinging on to power for 30, 40, even 50 years. The same people running our country and our state are the same people who'd ask you to come over and reset their router.
Hey, Joe, router's out again.
Joe is a 40-year-old Democrat in South Carolina running for governor. You talk about the definition of an optimist. Good for you, Joe. I wish you the best of luck, but I don't know if there's enough people under 60 in South Carolina to vote for you. I mean, South Carolina just lowered the Confederate flag in 2015, and they considered that a surrender, and that was under Nikki Haley, who was crazy. Well, until MGT and Boebert moved the line on crazy, but Nikki was something else. But I mean, the man is right. I love the router thing. There should be a test for any politician. They should just have to give them a smartphone, give them an iPhone, give them an Android, give them a Samsung, whatever, in the box and say, hey, if you can't get this working, if you can't make a phone call, send a text and an email in an hour, you're not qualified, or 2 hours, or 3 days. No assistance and no grandchildren helping you. Got to figure it out on your own. A router? Come on, Joe. These are people who still talk about the computer like it's some new technology.
So here's my point. The folks who are making a career out of politics are making a mess of our country. That's why it's time to put term limits and age limits on politicians. It'll bring new blood and new ideas to the table.
So yeah, Joe, you're right. These politicians are all too old. Look, I'm 60. I'm old, and I'm telling you they're too old. I mean, Dianne Feinstein has been shown repeatedly to really just not know what's going on. Joe Biden was shaking hands with air. If your grandpa did that, you would take away his driver's license. Trump couldn't walk down a ramp without assistance, and he's still arguing with windmills. I mean, they're all too old, okay? Mitch McConnell and Dick Cheney, well, they're just proof that evil lives forever. I don't know what their deal is with Satan or whatever, but they're pure evil, so they don't age. So we can't count those two. But yeah, they're all old. And you want to talk about what it is, what the drug is? The drug is power. They simply can't let go of the power. It's the power. That's what they won't let go of. I mean, these people, to them, 70 is a spry young age. They have power. Look at what they have all the money in the world, right? They have lifetime golden health and all kind of benefits. They have connections. They could live out their golden years in absolute luxury, but they won't leave Washington. They won't leave the State House. They won't leave government because of the power. That's what they want. Term limits, age limits would be beautiful, but they're never going to let that happen because that would mean they'd have to pass on the power to the next generation. People who know what's going on, people to whom things like climate change and student debt are real. Yeah, they don't want to deal with it. Listen, Barack Obama was in his 50s and he wore a tan suit and they lost their minds, okay? I wish young people luck. These people so need to go away, but they're just not. They're just not. You talk about parties working together, improving life. No, what did Mitch McConnell say the day Barack Obama was elected? Our only job is to make him a one-term president. These people have no interest in working together and no interest in you.